Shalom Aleichem. Hope everyone had a wonderful, wonderful week. This week is Parshas Vayishlach. And towards the end of the Parsha in Perek Lamed Gimel, the Torah tells us after all the trials and tribulations Yaakov Avinu has with Lavan in last week's Parsha, with Esav in this week's Parsha, finally the Torah tells us, Pasuk Yitches, Vayavo Yaakov Shalem Ir Shechem, Asher Be'eretz Canaan Bevo'o Mi Padan Aram Vayichan Es Pnei Ha'ir. So Yaakov comes to Shechem, he comes Shalem Ir Shechem, and he sets up camp. And Chazal tell us at this point in time, Yaakov mitaso shlema. He has, unlike Avram, who has Yishmael, unlike Yitzchak, who has an Esav, Yaakov mitaso shlema, his entire lineage is pure, it's Yud Beis Shvatim, there's something very, very pristine. What does it mean that Yaakov sets up camp? So Chazal say that Yaakov set up Eruv Tchumen. And it's striking. Chazal tells us, Gemara Maseches Yuma, indicates Daf Chav Ches, that the Avos kept the entire Torah Kula. Even says the Gemara, Avram Avinu kept the mitzvah of Eruv Tavshilin. Striking is that the Gemara says Avram kept Eruv Tavshilin, and here Yaakov Avinu, he kept Eruv Tchumen. He set up camp and he made Tchumen. He made boundaries. The Meshech Chachman, a very, very beautiful comment, says these two mitzvahs, these two Eruvim, are emblematic of the message of Avram and the message of Yaakov. And different generations need different things. Avram Avinu was the Machnis Orachim par excellence, and Eruv Tavshilin represents the mitzvah of Hachnas Orachim. Eruv Tavshilin, in order to work, to be able to cook from a Yontiv to a Shabbos, depends on my Yontiv cooking is not really for Shabbos, it's for today, because Shema may be Ikloi Orchim. Orchim might come in, and even though I'm really cooking for tomorrow for Shabbos, but if Orchim come in, guests come in, I'm going to give them the food today. So there's a latent possibility of it's today's food. Shema Ikloi Orchim, Chazal will be fit for them, Hach Nasas Orchim. Eruv Tavshilin represents Avram Avinu, who was always inviting people in. His home was open. He was doing Kiruv, a home open on all four sides. That was Avram. Yaakov Avinu was different. Mitaso Shlema. Yaakov had a different task. Yaakov, it was Avram Yagel Yitzchak Yiranein, and as we say in Tfilas Mincha, Yaakov Uvanav Yenuchubo. Yaakov had a different mission. His mission now was close the ranks. His mission was limit exposures. His mission was don't do Kiruv right now, don't open up the walls, but rather close the walls so we can build and preserve the nation of Am Yisrael. And therefore Yaakov, it's Tchumen. It's Eruv Tchumen, setting up clear and distinct boundaries. That's exactly why Meshech Chachman says Yaakov was upset when Rachel takes the Truffin, takes the idols from the house of Lavan. This is not a time for Kiruv. This is not a time to go ahead and help Lavan or stay away from Avodah Zarah. This is a time to close ranks, to go ahead and not necessarily do Kiruv, but to make sure that we are protected. When Yaakov and his sons end up back in Mitzrayim, so they live in Goshen. They close ranks. They set up Tchumen. They don't want to intermingle with Mitzri society. And for many years thereafter, there's a mission of Klausel. We're not proselytizing. We're not trying to bring in Gentiles, bring in Gerim for conversion. They want to convert by all means, but we're not reaching out in that sense. We're reaching out to our brothers, not to outsiders. And that is, different generations have different challenges, different missions. The generation of Avram, yes, the mission was Hachnasas Orchim Kiruv Rechokim. The mission of Yaakov was Tchumen. And we have to always keep that balance in mind. The Kutzker, I believe, points out that anytime you want to pick someone up out of the mud, which we of course should, but beware, you might yourself get muddy. So that balance between being there for others, Hachnasas Orchim, Chesed, and helping the world, what is popularly referred to as Tikkun Ha'olam, for sure. But be wary that, make sure that we are also protecting ourselves. We should be zochet to be successful in this subtle balance, knowing the lines, knowing when, yes, it's the world of Eruv Tavshilin, and knowing when we have to close ranks, and it's Eruv Tchumen. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.